Hello everyone. Today in chapter 8 we are going to continue with exercise 8.6 which involves application of differential equations to growth and decay problems. The first three sums were done in the previous lecture. The fourth question now. Find the population of a city at any time t given that the rate of increase of population is proportional to the population at that instant, and that in a period of 40 years, the population increased from 30,000 to 40,000. Let us write this in the mathematical form first. So, let x be the population of the city. So, let x be the population of the city. In time t. Now, they have given that the rate of increase of population is proportional to the population at that instant. So, therefore, we have dx upon dt is proportional to x. We remove the proportionality sign by introducing the constant of proportionality, that is k. So, we have dx upon dt is equal to kx. You can explain over here that k is the constant of proportionality. Then we also rearrange, and therefore we get dx upon x is equal to k into dt. Now the variables are separated, so we integrate both the sides. So integrating, we get integral dx upon x is equal to integral k dt plus c also. Therefore, dx upon x, the integral of that is log x. So, log x is equal to kt plus c. Say this is our first equation. Now, according to the given condition, initially the population is given to be 30,000. You can check your textbook. And therefore, we write that when t is 0, initially it is 0 times, so t is 0, x is equal to 30,000. And therefore, our equation becomes log 30,000 is equal to k into 0 plus c. And therefore, we have c is equal to log 30,000. So, putting this in equation 1, we have the equation 1 becomes now, therefore, equation 1 becomes log 30,000 is equal to, it is not log 30,000, but it is log x is equal to, only c value we have got. So, we get log x is equal to kt plus log 30,000. Suppose this is equation 2. Then, after 40 years, the population has become 40,000 according to the textbook data. Therefore, we write when t is equal to 40, x is equal to 40,000. And thus we put this in equation 2, and therefore we get log 40,000 is equal to kt, t is 40, so we get 40k plus log 30,000. This way. Then we subtract both these equations together. We bring log 30,000 to the LHS and thus subtract it. Therefore, we have log 40,000 minus log 30,000 is equal to 40k. Now, you know that when two logs are subtracted, you can combine them and write them one upon the other. That is 40,000. It becomes log 40,000 upon 30,000 is equal to 40k. And simplifying that further, all these zeros are cancelled. And therefore, you have log 4 upon 3 is equal to 40k, or k is equal to 1 upon 40 log 4 upon 3. Now putting this in equation 2, therefore equation 2 now becomes we put the value of k in equation 2. So we get log x is equal to kt plus c, that is k becomes 1 upon 40 log 4 upon 3 into t plus c. C is actually log 30,000. We had found it out. So c is log 30,000. This way. And therefore we can write log x is equal to, now t into 1 upon 40 is t upon 40. So let me write that step over here. T upon 40 log 4 by 3 plus log 30,000. Then we get log x is equal to, now whenever a number is multiplied with the log, we can make that number as a power of the logarithm. And therefore we have log 4 upon 3 raised to t by 40 plus log 30,000. Now what we can do is that we can combine both these logs together, or rather we will take this log 30,000 on the LHS now, so that we can combine the logs in a proper manner. So log x minus log 30,000 is equal to log 4 upon 3 into t by raised to 3 t by 40. And then now we combine both the logs on the LHS. So we get log x upon 30,000 is equal to, the RHS remains the same, now we can remove both the logs. So therefore we get x upon 30,000 is equal to 4 upon 3 raised to t by 40. And therefore x is equal to 30,000 into 4 upon 3 raised to t by 40. So this becomes the population in time t. Therefore this is the population, this is the conclusion, this is the population in time t. Thus the sum is done. Now the fifth question is a sum which is based on depreciation. Let us read the sum first. The question is, the rate of depreciation dv by dt of a machine is inversely proportional to the square of t plus 1, where v is the value of the machine t years after it was purchased. The initial value of the machine was rupees 8 lakhs and its value decreased by rupees 1 lakh in the first year. Find its value after 6 years. So pay attention to how the sum is done. Look carefully. The first condition given is that the rate of depreciation dv by dt of a machine is inversely proportional to the square of t plus 1. We write it this way. It is inversely proportional. It means it is proportional to 1 upon t plus 1 the whole square, because it is inversely proportional to square of t plus 1, where v is the value of the machine. Now we convert this proportionality sign into the equality sign by introducing a constant. So therefore we have dv by dt is equal to minus k upon t plus 1 square. You will remember that it is a depreciation sum. So the negative constant indicates depreciation, that the value decreases in time. The negative constant, so the negative sign indicates depreciation. Then going further, we separate out the variables over here, and therefore we have dv is equal to minus k dt upon t plus 1 the whole square. Now we integrate both the sides. So integrating, we are going to get integral dv is equal to integral minus k dt upon t plus 1 the whole square plus c. Solving further, we know that integral dv is nothing but v. V is equal to, now the negative sign and k comes out. We have integral dt upon t plus 1 square, which we can write it as t plus 1 the whole raised to minus 2 dt plus c. Now you observe that this integral can be solved by using the formula x raised to n. So we have v is equal to minus k into t plus 1 raised to minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 2 plus 1, the formula for x raised to n. Remember that. And therefore, we have v is equal to, now the minus sign goes away. See, minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So the minus sign gets cancelled from the numerator and from the denominator like this. Let me cancel it out this way. And therefore, after subtracting, of course, we can cancel it out. So over here, we get minus 1 as the answer. And thus, we can cancel out the minus sign. So we have k into k upon, now t plus 1 raised to minus 2 plus 1 is t plus 1 raised to minus 1. Okay, let me write that step for you here so that you don't get confused. Instead of cancelling out over here, let us cancel it in the next step there. So therefore, we have minus k into t plus 1 raised to minus 1 upon minus 1 plus c. Now as you can see, we can cancel out these two negative signs and the t plus 1 can come to the denominator. So that we get v is equal to k upon t plus 1 plus c. Say this is equation 1. Then they have given that initially the cost of the machine, the value of the machine initially is 8 lakhs. So we write this way. When t is equal to 0, we have v coming as 8 lakhs. V is equal to 8 lakhs. And therefore we have in the equation 1, 8 lakhs is equal to k upon 0 plus 1 plus c. And therefore we have 8 lakhs is equal to k plus c. Suppose this equation 2. Remember that. After 1 year, they have given the condition that after 1 year, the value of the machine decreases by 1 lakh. That means when t is equal to 1, v is actually 8 lakhs minus 1 lakh. Therefore, we have v is equal to 7 lakh. Let us put this in equation 2. Therefore, we have 7 lakhs is equal to k upon t plus 1. So, k upon 1 plus 1 plus c. That means 7 lakhs is equal to k upon 2 plus c. Suppose this is our equation 3. Now what we do is that we subtract 2 and 3. Okay, observe equation 2. We subtract 2 and 3 and therefore we get this way, that is subtracting 3 from 2. We get over here. Now 8 lakhs minus 7 lakhs. Observe equation 2 and observe equation 3 over here. Okay, equation 2 is here and equation 3 is over here. So we have 8 lakhs minus 7 lakhs coming as 1 lakh is equal to k minus k upon 2 gives us k upon 2. And c minus c goes away. And therefore we get k as 2 lakhs. So K becomes 2 lakhs. Now what about C? From equation 2, we have 8 lakhs is equal to K plus C. And therefore, we write that over here. From 2, we have 8 lakhs is equal to K plus C. In this case, it will become 2 lakhs plus C. And therefore, C is equal to 6 lakhs. Subtracting and rearranging, writing properly, C becomes 6 lakhs. Now, once we got this answer, now we put both these facts. We put both the values of K and C in equation 1. And therefore, equation 1 becomes now V is equal to K upon, now K is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs upon T plus 1 plus C. Now C is 6 lakhs. Say this equation 4. Now then, they have given that after 6 years, what is the value of the machine? That is what we have to find out. So when T is equal to 6, what is the value of the machine? So over here we have V is equal to 2 lakhs upon 6 plus 1 plus 6 lakhs. Cross multiplying and equalizing the denominator, we have V is equal to 2 lakhs plus 6 plus 1 7 and 7 6 are 42. So 42 lakhs upon 7, which becomes 44 lakhs upon 7, and cancelling it and getting the answer, we have V is equal to, you can cut and see, V is equal to 6 lakhs 28,571.4. So this is the value of the machine. Approximately, we can write this as V is equal to approximately. This is a symbol for approximate. 6 lakhs 28,571. So this is the value of the machine after 6 years. Study the sum properly and get it proper in your mind. Now we begin with miscellaneous exercise 8. In that, the first question, choose the correct alternative. The first one is the order and degree of dy upon dx the whole cube minus d3y upon dx cube plus y e raised to x. We have to find the order and degree of this particular differential equation. Now, looking at the equation, we find that the highest order derivative here is d3y by dx cube, which is third order derivative, and therefore the order of the equation becomes 3. And this highest order derivative, that is d3y by dx cube, is of degree 1 because the power of this particular derivative is 1, and therefore degree is 1. And therefore the correct alternative is A, 3, 1. Now the second question, a similar question. The order and degree of 1 plus dy by dx the whole cube, the whole raised to 2 upon 3 is equal to 8 d cube y by dx cube r respectively. We have to find the order. Now here if we remove this particular fractional part which is there, by multiplying both the sides by 3, the power of both the sides by 3. That means the equation becomes like this now. It becomes 1 plus dy by dx the whole cube, the whole raised to 2 because we have multiplied by 3. So 2 upon 3 into 3, the 3 goes away. On the other side also we raise the power to 3 actually. This way. So now what has happened is that the fractional coefficients have gone away. The fractional part has gone away over here. And therefore, we have on one side square and on the other side cube. We see that the higher order derivative is d3y by dx cube. And therefore, the order of the differential equation is 3 because it's a third order derivative that is there on the RHS. And the degree, that is d3y by dx cube, is raised to 3 again. So the degree is 3. And therefore the correct option is 3, 3, which is C. Now moving on to the third question. The differential equation of y is equal to k1 plus k2 upon x. We have to find the differential equation of this particular equation by solving the equation. So the given equation is y is equal to k1 plus k2 upon x. Now we differentiate both the sides. So differentiating both the sides with respect to x, we get dy by dx on the LHS is equal to k1 being a constant goes away, k2 into 1 upon x. Now we know that the differentiation of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. So we get over here minus k2 upon x square. That way, now to eliminate all the constants, k1 and k2 are arbitrary constants. We have to eliminate both the constants. Only then can we get the answer. So our next step is bringing x square from the RHS onto the LHS. So this x square is brought to the LHS now. So we get over here x square into dy by dx is equal to minus k2. It is k2 here this way, minus k2. Now we differentiate once again. So differentiating, we are going to get, now on the LHS we apply the product rule, that is x square into dy by dx. So we get x square into d2y by dx2 plus dy by dx into 2x, which is 0. On the RHS we are going to get 0 because minus k2 is a constant. So you know that the differentiation of a constant is 0. That way, now we only have to simplify. So we take x common over here, x into x d2y by dx2 plus 2 dy by dx, because x has gone out common, is equal to 0. Now this x goes to the RHS, 0 upon x is 0, and therefore we have x d2y by dx2 plus 2 dy by dx is equal to 0, and this becomes the differential equation which is required. So the correct option from here, it is x d2y by dx2 plus 2 dy by dx is equal to 0, which is B. That is the correct option over here. B becomes the correct option. So you can just check it out properly. Now we go on to the next sum. The fourth question. The question is the differential equation of y is equal to k1 e raised to x plus k2 e raised to minus x is, we have to find out the differential equation. Now in this case, let me write the question over here. The question given is y is equal to k1 e raised to x plus k2 e raised to minus x. Let us send this minus x, e raised to minus x to the denominator so that it becomes positive. So we get y is equal to k1 e raised to x plus k2 upon e raised to x. Now we cross multiply with the e raised to x in the denominator. So therefore we are going to get e raised to x into y is equal to k1 into e raised to x the whole square, because we are cross multiplying, plus k2 because e raised to x gets eliminated from the last term when we are cross multiplying by e raised to x on both the sides. Now we differentiate. So differentiating, with respect to x on both the sides, we are going to get, on the LHS we use the product rule. So we get e raised to x dy by dx plus y into the derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x itself is equal to, now e raised to x the whole square, the answer for that, the derivative of that is 2 e raised to x. So here we get 2k1 e raised to x, and k2 being a constant becomes 0. So k2 goes away. Now e raised to x being common on both the sides, we can eliminate e raised to x. We can cancel all the e raised to x from the LHS as well as from the RHS. And therefore, we are going to get dy by dx, see e raised to x gets cancelled. So dy by dx plus y is equal to 2k1. Now we can differentiate once again because we have to eliminate all the constants. So differentiating with respect to x, we are going to get d2y by dx2. So dy by dx becomes d2y by dx2 plus y becomes dy by dx. The derivative of y is dy by dx is equal to 2k1 is a constant. So the answer for the constant is 0. Derivative of a constant is 0. So this becomes our answer. d2y by dx2 plus dy by dx is equal to 0. And that answer is option B of your textbook. It is given as option B in this case. Thus we get to the fifth sum now. The fifth question, the differential equation is given. We have to find the solution for this equation. So in this case, the solution of dy by dx is equal to 1 we have to find out. Let us separate the variables over here and use the variable separable method. So therefore, dy is equal to dx. Now we integrate. See, whenever the differential equation is given, we usually integrate and get the answer. So we integrate over here. So integrating, we are getting integral dy is equal to integral dx plus c, which is a constant. Now the integral of dy is y and the integral of dx is x. So we get y is equal to x plus c. Modifying this further, we get y minus x is equal to c, and the option given here, the correct answer over here is D. Option D is the correct answer in this case. Then moving on to the sixth question. In the sixth one, again a differential equation is given. We have to solve it and get the answer. The solution of dy by dx plus x square upon y square is equal to 0 is what is asked over here. So let us separate out the two terms. So we get dy by dx is equal to minus x square upon y square. Bring the variables on both the sides, that is separate the variables. So therefore we get y square dy is equal to minus x square dx. Now we integrate both the sides. So integrating, we are going to get integral y square dy is equal to integral minus x square dx plus c. Then solving further, now the answer for this comes out as, now the integral of y square is y cube upon 3 dy is equal to minus x cube upon 3. Okay, the dy goes away actually. Y cube upon 3 is equal to minus x cube upon 3 plus c. Now in this case it will be better if you write c1 initially. So these constants are c1 actually. Now we cross multiply with 3 and eliminate the 3 from the denominator in order to get the answer that they have asked us. Okay. So y cube is equal to minus x cube plus 3c1. Now we put 3c1 as c. 3c1 is equal to c. We write it this way. And therefore we are getting y cube plus x cube. If we take x cube on the LHS, we get y cube plus x cube is equal to c. So this becomes the answer over here. So which is the option given over there? Y cube plus x cube is equal to c. Is it there in this case? Yes. The option C, x cube plus y cube is equal to c. That is the correct answer for us. Moving on, we come to the seventh question. Seventh question, again a differential equation is given. We are supposed to solve it and get the answer. So the solution of x dy by dx is equal to y log y. The answer for this is what we have to find out. So on the over here now, what we do is again we separate out the variables. So we are going to get dy upon y log y. Okay, so along with dy we write the y terms is equal to dx upon dx goes to the RHS. It becomes dx upon x. Now integrating. We are going to get integral dy upon y log y is equal to integral dx upon x plus say c. Any constant, say c. Therefore, now on the LHS, we have to use the substitution method on the LHS for solving 1 upon y, the integral of 1 upon y log y. So if you're thorough with integration, you will know exactly what I'm doing over here. So on the LHS, let log y is equal to t, and therefore we have 1 upon y dy is equal to dt. So 1 upon y, that is dy upon y, if you observe this term, dy upon y becomes dt. And therefore we have the integral coming as this way, that is, therefore we get over here integral dy upon y is t, sorry dt. So dt upon log y is t for us. So we substituted it that way. So we are going to write this answer is equal to RHS is the same thing for now. Then in the next step, integral 1 upon t is log t, and therefore we have log t is equal to log x plus c. Log x plus, now c can be written as log a in order to get the answer which is given in those options there. Okay, c is log a, which is another constant. Now therefore now log t, now t is nothing but log y. So we are getting log of log t becomes log y, because t was log y. Over here we are taking t as log y. So log y. And RHS is same for now. Then in this case, in the next step, what we do is that, see, log y is equal to, we'll combine both these logs which are given on the RHS. Both these logs are combined. So log x plus log a becomes log xa. Log xa. Now both these logs, this outer log over here and this log over here, can be cancelled. Okay, both this outer log and this log can be cancelled like this. And therefore, we are going to get log y is equal to xa. Therefore, now when we have explained to you earlier also, when we convert a log, when we send a log from LHS to RHS, it becomes an exponential sign. So therefore, we have y is equal to e raised to ax. And this becomes the answer. Y is equal to e raised to ax. Study the sum properly. It's easy enough. So the option from here is D actually, where D is equal to y. D becomes y is equal to e raised to ax. So as you can see, this is the correct option. So the 8th question, bacteria increases at the rate proportional to the number present. If the original number m doubles in 3 hours, then the number of bacteria will be 4m in how many hours? That is what we are asking. So in this case, the rate of increase of bacteria, we write it as dx upon dt. If you remember, it's a sum involving application of derivatives to population growth or to the growth of the number of bacteria, we say. So we have the number of bacteria at time t being proportional, rate of growth being proportional to the population of bacteria being present at that time. That means dx upon dt is proportional to x. Therefore, we write it as dx upon dt is equal to kt, where k is the constant of proportionality. In this case, it is kx, not kt, kx. Now let us separate the variables. So we have dx upon x is equal to k into dt. And therefore integrating, we have integral dx upon x is equal to k into, that is integral k into dt plus c. And therefore dx upon x, the integral of dx upon x is log x. So log x is equal to kt plus c. This is our first equation. Now let us take the conditions which are given. Now when t is 0, the original number of bacteria, over here the original number of bacteria is given as m. So when t is 0, x is equal to m. The original number of bacteria becomes m over here. So let us write that fact here. When t is equal to 0, we have x is equal to m. And therefore equation 1 becomes log m is equal to k into 0, that is kt becomes k into 0 plus c. And therefore c is equal to log m. And therefore equation 1 we can modify and write it as log x is equal to kt plus log m. Say this is our second equation. Now they have given us that in 3 hours the bacteria doubles in number. Use your textbook. So in 3 hours the bacteria becomes double in number. So when t is equal to 3, x becomes double. See, initially m number of bacteria were present. Now x becomes 2m. And therefore we have log 2m is equal to 3k. K into t becomes 3 into k plus log m. Let us take this log m from the RHS on to the LHS. Therefore we have log 2m minus log m is equal to 3k. And modifying that now, both the logs are combined, and therefore we are going to get this way, that is log 2m upon m is equal to 3k. Now m gets cancelled, and therefore in this case 3k is equal to, we get 3k is equal to log 2, and therefore k is equal to 1 upon 3 log 2. We put this k is equal to 1 upon 3 log 2 in equation 2 over here. And therefore we get, the equation becomes this way, log x is equal to 1 upon 3 log 2, that is k becomes 1 upon 3 log 2 into t plus log m. Log m is c, so log m. So this becomes our equation 3. Now to find out what they are asking us, that is they are asking us when x is 4m, when the number becomes 4 times the initial number, what is the time lapse over there? How much time is involved over there? So we have to find this way, when x is equal to 4m, what is t? In how many hours does the number become 4m? That is what they are asking. So in equation 3, we substitute log x as log 4m is equal to 1 upon 3 log 2. We can write it as t upon 3 log 2. This t is what we have to find out, plus log m. And then we take log m on the LHS, and therefore we get log 4m minus log m is equal to log of, now t upon 3, it is multiplied to the log, so it can be written as a power of the number in the log. So we get 2 raised to t by 3. Now we combine both the logs on the LHS, we get log 4m upon m is equal to log 2 raised to 3 t by 3. Then in the next step m gets cancelled, and therefore we are going to get this way, that is log 4m upon m becomes log 4 is equal to log 2 raised to 3 by t by 3. Now both the logs go away, therefore we get 4 is equal to 2 raised to t by 3. Now we multiply the power on both the sides by 3. So 4 means 4 raised to 1. So we get 4 cube. When we multiply by 3 the power, it becomes 4 cube. is equal to 2 raised to t by 3. Again, we multiply this also by 3. So it becomes cube over here. So this 3 goes away, it gets cancelled. So therefore, we are getting 64 is equal to 2 raised to t. We know that 2 raised to 6 is 64. Therefore, 64 is equal to 2 raised to 6. And therefore, t is equal to 6 is what we are getting. So the number of bacteria becomes 4 times the original number in 6 hours. So that is our correct answer. T becomes 6. So the correct option from here is 6 hours. As you can see, that option is over here. Option B is the correct answer. So check out the question properly. Then we move on to the ninth one. In the ninth question, the integrating factor of dy by dx plus y is equal to e raised to minus x is dash. Now, see, the equation is dy by dx plus y is equal to e raised to minus x, which is a linear differential equation of the first order. If you remember, we have done linear differential equation. We learned how to solve this equation also. Okay, so we compare it with dy by dx plus py is equal to q. We get p is equal to 1 and q is equal to e raised to minus x. And therefore, the integrating factor, of course, I am doing the sum assuming that you are already thorough with linear differential equation. If not, please go to the exercise. I think it is 8.4. Make it thorough, learn it properly, and then come back to this question that is here. So the integrating factor becomes e raised to integral p dx, which is e raised to integral 1 dx. And you know that the integral of 1 is x. And therefore, we have integrating factor is equal to e raised to x. So over here, we are getting the answer as e raised to x. So the correct option from here is e raised to x. So this becomes the correct option. Now in the 10th question, there is a mistake which is given there. The question is the integrating factor of, they have given us d2y by dx2. Just correct it as dy by dx. This is actually dy by dx. Minus y is equal to e raised to x is e raised to minus x. So integrating factor is already given. We have to find the solution of this particular equation. Now see, the question is dy by dx minus y is equal to e raised to x. And also they have given us the integrating factor, which is in this case, it is e raised to minus x. So comparing this equation with dy by dx, see, comparing with dy by dx plus py is equal to q. We are going to get q as e raised to x. Q is e raised to x. So therefore, solution of this equation by using the proper formula, we are going to get y into integrating factor is equal to integral q into integrating factor plus c. Integrating factor dx plus c. So this becomes y into integrating factor is e raised to minus x is equal to integral q is again e raised to x. From our question, q is e raised to x into integrating factor they have given us, it is e raised to minus x dx plus c. Now e raised to x into e raised to minus x is 1, and therefore we have y e raised to x is equal to integral 1 dx plus c, and therefore we get y e raised to x is equal to, okay, in this case integrating factor is e raised to minus x, so e raised to minus x. So y e raised to minus x is equal to x plus c, because the integral of 1 is x. So we have x plus c. So the correct option in this case becomes A actually. Option A is the correct one. So that's all our multiple choice questions are over. Now question 2, which is fill in the blanks, and question 3, which is state true or false, is all based on theory. Just read the questions and see, is all based on theory. So question 2 and question 3, fill in the blanks and true or false. This I leave it to you to complete as assignment. Wherever difficulty arises, you can ask me, but this is an assignment for you. So the remaining questions we'll see about solving in the next lecture. Thank you so much for listening.